Hey guys, what's going on? This is another Airsoft Dude 1 production. Today what I'm going to be going over is my Mauser L96 from Airsplat. This gun did come from a night game where my buddy, if you were at one of the night games over the summer, you would have probably been there. The one that was sponsored by Black Ops Airsoft down in Tracy, California. My buddy, he won this, and he doesn't like snipers all that much, so he traded this to me and I did my twist on it. The scope came off of my KJW Works M700. That gun is a good gun, but it's not reliable enough for me. I'm thinking about putting an HPA setup on it, just so I can get that consistent feel and operation to it. Sorry about that. So what this gun is going to be for me, it's going to be my primary sniper since I got back into doing sniping a little bit. I'm liking the whole sniping setup. I've still got my PJ kit in the works. I'm not going to spend too much money on this, but I'm going to get the upgraded bolt. And I'm going to get the whole metal upper receiver because a bunch of parts on here are not full metal and I'm not liking that too much. But I'm going to go from back to front on this rifle and we'll see where it goes. So starting off at the rear, you've got your standard L90. A lot of these things are the same on every L96 that's out there. You've got your rubber butt pad, that's nice. You've got your 3-position adjustable butt pad, so you can, depending on how big your shoulder is, you can take the Allen key and wrench it down to wherever you like it, remove one, whatever. You've got your standard plastic, right? Great. Plastic sling mounts. As every L96 ever made, including the real one, is the lower receiver, aka the stock, is polymer. So you can't find one that's metal. Don't worry about don't worry about that. Sorry about that. Because it's polymer. It's probably not going to break on you unless you use it like a Glock hammer. If you've seen that FPS Russia video, then you'll understand. Moving up, you've got your polymer cheek riser that you can adjust by undoing these 2 bolts, rising it. Depending on if you... I apologize for the wind. It's quite windy out here in California today. Delta breeze is going pretty strong in fall. So if you have a really high profile scope rings, I suggest that you raise your scope riser, but I have low profile for a reason. That's because I like to choke up on the rifle real good, and then I can get a good shooting stance. Depending on if I'm standing, whatever, it's good for me all the way down. That's the way I like it. Moving up, you've got your bolt assembly, which, as you can see here, is all black. I taped it off when I painted it. It got a little bit of dusted paint on it when I went over it with the final coat. Now, I'm going to show you what's metal and what's plastic here, because you're probably going to want to know. If you want to do the whole bolt take out and swap, that's not going to work for this rifle, because you actually have to disassemble this rifle to remove the bolt. It's not like a UTG. There are good things and bad things about this rifle. Some I like, some I don't, obviously. It's not like a UTG where you can remove the cheek pad, pull the little button out, and then there goes your bolt. You can't do that, because all the parts that do that are internal. Now, I don't know if that plays a key into it being compatible with every other L96 part out there on the block, but I guess I will find out eventually, and I'll hit you guys back up with that. So when you're locked to the rear, this one, I have not seen any problems like the other L96s out there, where if you put your bolt down while you're to the rear, your pin will fall out. I haven't seen any of those problems. I don't suggest you do it because you don't really need to. This is a demonstration of how loud the rifle is. It's not very loud. And just like every other L96, you've got the slanted bolt with the knob, so whatever it's there, it's good to go. Not very hard bolt pullback on that, so you're not going to wear your arm out. If it wears your arm out, you really need to work out. The bolt handle is metal, not the best metal, but it's metal. Everything else here is plastic except the internals. The big bolt here, that's metal. This plate on the back is plastic. The whole bolt, here, I'll run it to the back for you. This part right here and up is metal. This part right here and back is plastic. How do I feel about that? I don't really feel too confident about it. If I can find a metal upper receiver for this rifle, I'm definitely going to buy it, because I don't trust that at all. But I got it for a screaming deal, so I'm not really too worried about it. And I like L96s, so I'll put the effort into it. So here we go. Your safety is also plastic. Right here, just like every other L96 on the block. Moving up, this is a Leapers 3 to 9 by 50 scope. From here up is a sunshade, so it's not crazy big. But it is a big scope. You've got your 3 to 9 adjustment here. You've got your fine adjustment here. You've got your windage and elevation knobs that you can lock down, and your illumination settings, should you prefer it. I always leave it off. I don't even have batteries in the darn thing. Moving up, you've got your yardage adjustment, so you can zero it in to wherever you're trying to hit. I leave it at about 75 yards on 3 to 5 power, and then I do my fine adjustments. Moving up, I've got the end cap for the sunshade, and you have a plastic upper rail here. Not liking that too much, just because I don't trust it. It's a cheap gun, but I'm going to put a lot of work into it, and hopefully she'll work for me. So when you move up a little bit more, you come to your hop-up. This is the one thing I really like about this rifle, is the hop-up. The hop-up on this rifle is external, which means that, I'm taking my hat off, which means the hop-up, it says hop that way, and normal that way. And that's true, so it's not like those one rifles where it's backwards, no. I like this because with the UTG, if you've followed me for a long time or if you've watched all my videos, you know I used to have an UTG. Now, the thing is when you're looking at a UTG and you're trying to zero it in, say at the field you decided to switch over to using 3s instead of .43s. You have to go get your Allen key and adjust it, and then you got to zero it in to make sure you're still on target, and then you got to do this, and you got to do that, and it's just very tedious. And then it falls out, and then you lose it. Well, you don't have to worry about that with this, because you've got your just a little bar. It's almost like a MP5K hop-up, but it's on the outside, so you don't even have to go inside at all. You don't have to have any tools. It's just external. I really like that a lot. Something I'm going to do is put little hash marks for where different rounds, you know, if I use a .43 and then I want to go hop all the way or hop this far to go this distance and whatnot. As you can see, there are screws placed throughout the entirety of the stock and receiver. I believe those are plastic. Maybe the bolt itself, or I mean the screw itself might be metal. I don't know. I don't really want to find out, because I bet I'll find that it's plastic. Your outer barrel here is metal. Great. Not great metal, whatever. Your bottom rail is plastic, so you can use your weaver rail. I don't suggest getting one of those spring snap ones, because you might snap your rail off. That's a personal thing. So just get the normal weaver bipod. I'm not really a fan of bipods because normally I play in wooded areas or CQB areas. Obviously I'm not going to use this rifle in CQB, and if I'm playing at like a Galt situation, there's buildings everywhere where I can rest the rifle on, and this is not a very heavy rifle. I can support it. This is the way I do my shooting stance, because there's this knob here. When I stand, it's very steady. I like shooting this sniper from a standing position because it's not heavy, and I can easily put rounds on target quickly, just because of the ergonomics of the rifle. Moving up to the end, you would find that there is no flash hider. That's because I removed it, because it's blazing orange. I painted it, and it didn't like to be painted, so you know how some plastic things, the paint kind of just runs off? It's kind of what was happening with this. So I took a torque wrench to it and I jerked it off. Well, for future reference, there is a little screw you can remove right there and then just screw it out. So you can do it the easy way or the hard way. Either way it works, and it's fast. I'm going to try and get the suppressor adapter for it so I can increase the distance of the barrel. Being that this is a spring sniper, you lose all this distance of barrel over a gas. If you've seen my M700, that uses a 509 millimeter inner barrel, or no, more like a 550, because the barrel is the barrel on a spring rifle is up here. The barrel on a gas rifle is back here, because the magazine is where it really would go. Because if you don't know why, that's because on spring rifles you've got the bolt that has to pull back because your spring and your compression is all in here. With gas, it's all in the mag. So that's kind of something you want to think of if you're going to buy this rifle. Moving up, you've got your nozzle and all that in here, and this is a, I want to say 15 to 18 round mag, depending on how many you stuff in there. I highly suggest lubing it, because the first time I used it, it did get stuck. Now by lubing it, I mean pushing the follower down with the nozzle of the WD-40 and sprayed. That's all. Now your magazine's all the way to the front. This is a standard sniper mag, so you can find them out there, I'm sure. Your two standard M700, or not M700, L96 sling adapters. I'm not really sure. It might even be metal. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on these, just because I painted over everything, so I want to say this one's metal. It feels kind of sturdy. Then moving up, like I said, your outer barrel is metal, and your inner barrel is obviously metal. That will be the first thing I replace tomorrow. When I have free time, I'm just going to drop in one of my sniper barrels that I have, and I'll let you know how it does. Plans for this rifle are to drop in a completely new bolt, completely new system up here so it's metal and I don't have to worry about it. Get the FPS right under 550 consistently. I'm going to use .43 grams BBs. I personally use the AEX brand. .43s come like this. It's like $12 for this or something. I don't know. They are really heavy. That right there weighs about as much as a bag of 4,000, and that can's half full. This rifle isn't, I don't think it's the full length that a normal L96 is, because normal L96s at least come up to here on me, I thought it was a lot bigger. I guess this barrel is the shorter length barrel. It doesn't matter, because if I can't find a suppressor adapter for it, I'm going to make a one of those PVC suppressors that everybody's made. It looks really nice, and you'll never tell that it's PVC. And then I'll paint over to make it look the same. I'll just add that on. I'm going to at least get the barrel to be out here, because I need length on this, because my gun will be shooting very far when I'm done with it. I don't have to put much into this, just the bolt, the spring, and all the compression parts, a new hop-up, and a barrel. That's pretty much it. I don't know about the zero trigger. I'll probably run this trigger until it breaks, and then once it breaks, I'll get a zero trigger for it. Hopefully the zero trigger will work with this, being that the, like I said, if you're trying to remove the bolt, it's not a UTG. You can't push the little button out, pull this off, and just pull your bolt out. You can't do that because it's a knockoff brand. So there's no little button down here to release the bolt. You actually have to disassemble the rifle. Now to disassemble the rifle, what you have to do is find the small Allen key that came with it and remove the one that's all the way in here. That frees your barrel. Then you got to get your larger one, remove that one and this one. Yes, right there. Once you remove those, your upper and your lower are disassembled, yada 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 yada. Then you pull that part out. What I'm thinking about doing, honestly, is shaving a hole right there so I can stick my thumb or a screwdriver in there and pop it out. Or my knife, you know, just pop it out, and then there you go, there's your bolt that's out. Easier to disassemble, clean maintenance. So guys, this is what I said. Just my opinion on the rifle. I wouldn't go out there and buy this rifle new. I would not go and spend 120 bucks or whatever from Airsplat, but since I have it, I figured I'd put some work into her, see what I can get with her, and I like L96s a lot. They're very fluent, and out of the box, they're very accurate. I don't remember if I said this, but I can hit a small size trash can, you know, the ones that you pick up, or that for your garbage, the smaller ones that you put out on the street. There's one about 75 yards away. I have a little distant rangefinder, and I beamed it with it, and it was about 75-ish, 70 yards. And I'm sitting out there, and I can plink it 9 times out of 10, depending on wind and whatever. It's across way down there, and I can sit there and I can plink it. It has about a 3-second flight time because this gun is chronoed at 480 with .12s. You know the brand isn't good when they chrono it with .12s. Long story short, it's a good rifle. It's a project rifle, definitely. Or if you're new to Airsoft, you can go ahead and pick this gun up. Cheap gun, get you in the sport. You can play good with it. It's a very accurate gun. I'm very surprised with how it performed, and I appreciate all the subscriptions and whatnot. Hopefully I'll be out at the field more, or the fields. Next time I go to a game, it'll probably be at West Coast Adventure Park, which is closer than Galt to me, and they're brand new to Airsoft. They just opened that up, and we'll see how they do. Maybe I'll get some SAC Air, some Game Pod, Hollywood Adventure Park, all those new fields. Since the sport of Airsoft's growing, I'll see what I can do around here in California, and get some more of those videos out to you guys. Make sure to comment, subscribe, like, and send me messages, add me, or whatever that is on YouTube. Go ahead, follow me on Instagram, BassmanCal Jr. And I have a Facebook page now, Airsoft Dude 1. Not getting a lot of hits on that, but maybe we can change that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you out on the field.